Good evening, folks. This is Jeff Peterson here at Montague High School Gym for this evening's game between the Montague Wildcats and the Holton Red Devils. Larry Lindquist will be with us tonight. Been temporarily detained downstairs. He'll be the play-by-play announcer, and I'll be the color person. We are now about 20 seconds before game time, and this game is a game that the Holton Red Devils been waiting for since early in the season, as the Montague Wildcats defeated them on their home court earlier by about a 15-point margin. And so it's something that they want to come over here and see if they can't do the same for the Wildcats. Holton comes in tonight at 10-5 on the year and 7-4 in the tough NCAA conference. Montague, of course, is 13-1 and 8-1 in the conference. And now our national anthem. And Rob Smith will be the singer for tonight's national anthem. That's Montague junior basketball player Rob Smith with our national anthem. And tonight's starting lineups. For the Holton Red Devils, 5'10" senior guard, number 5, Jeff Baker. A sophomore guard, number 11, Kyle Noble, the coach's son. Number 33 at center, we have senior Brett Bartimioli. And at one forward, number 53, senior Alan Slater, and his twin brother, Aaron Slater, number 51, 6'4" at the other forward. Now for the Wildcats. The Holton Red Devils are coached by Mr. Mickey Noble. At center, senior Jim Grieve, number 32. The one forward, the young man who sang the national anthem, number 44, Rob Smith. The other forward, we have sophomore Doug Schlaff, number 14. The one guard, senior J.J. Flynn. And the other guard, number 12, the senior playmaker, 6'1", Paul Schlaff. And of course, the Wildcats are coached by Mr. Jim Tate. The officials for tonight's game are Mr. Larry Vondering and Mr. Sam Tomorrow. Well, folks, this should be an excellent ball game tonight, as the Red Devils are a big club, quite talented, and they should give Montague a good run for their money. And of course, the Wildcats are also looking to continue their excellent season.
Due to a technical difficulty, we are unable to bring you the video portion of the first 30 seconds of this evening's ball game. For that, we apologize, but now we rejoin Larry Lindquist and Jeff Peterson for the broadcast of tonight's game. Thank you.
Well, Larry, I see you're back up here, so
imagine that.
I'll put you back at the play-by-play.
Okay. Bartolomei with another one coming up. Jeff, that's a hard name to say. Maybe we'll just say Brett Bart, or maybe just Bart.
Well, that's what his dad goes by, so
That's right.
that's certainly something we could use.
Wildcats with the rebound. Paul Schlaff across the timeline. Doug Schlaff driving the baseline, up with a shot, no good. And those big centers and forwards in there get that rebound. Aaron Slater came out of there with it that time. Red Devils on the attack. No good with the shot, and J.J. Flynn comes out of the pack with the ball. Nice rebound that time by J.J.
And I would think one thing that the Wildcats will want to do is really run if they can. Take advantage of the size that the Holton Red Devils have on them, and maybe they can use their quickness to offset that.
Well, they need to do that, Jeff, or they may be succumbing to the height advantage that the Red Devils are showing. That time, Brett Bart picked up his first personal, Rob Smith going to the line.
I think that's another thing that the Wildcats have to do too, Larry, is take advantage of when they get that ball inside, take it there, try to get the Red Devils in foul trouble, because if they can do that, that's going to, again, negate some of that height advantage. And just from appearance at this point, it looks like we might be a little bit quicker.
Well, I think that's true. When we played the Red Devils in Holton, however, it took us a little while to get on track, even though we were out-quicking them.
Well, you know, Larry, that's been kind of a trait here for quite some time, as it seems like for 2 quarters we play with the teams, and then we just kind of take off after that.
Fortunately for us.
Yes, very fortunate for us.
JJ came out of that scramble with the ball. Schlaff into Grieve. Turnaround no good, and the Red Devils once more pull down that defensive board. And Jeff, we need to get more than one shot at the basket. We found other games this year when that plagued us, especially early in the contest. And when you only get one shot, you're really playing at some disadvantage.
Right. Well, you can't always count on coming on strong in that second half, and it'd certainly be nice to get out to a big, quick lead tonight, and then play that usual good second half.
Kyle Noble brought the ball back up inside, looking for Bart, but controlled instead underneath by Slater, Aaron Slater. That time it's Alan Slater with the bucket. Montague 4, Red Devils 3, 6 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, I tell you, you don't want to look them in the face because you won't be able to tell the difference between the Slater boys.
That's for sure. It's hard to
look
tell.
for that 1 or that 3 on their jersey.
That's exactly what I did, as a matter of fact, Jeff. Paul Schlaff with a 3-point try, bounces off, and the Devils bring it up.
Nice steal by Paul
Schlaff.
Schlaff.
Paul with the steal, and we're going to have a blocking foul, I think, is the call. A blocking foul on the Red Devils.
That was a good call by the official as Paul went into the basket. I think that was
Kyle Noble.
Right, Kyle Noble. That's the coach's son. As he went in there, stepped up underneath, and tried to draw the charge, but he didn't get it. And Paul gets to go up there for 2.
82% free throw shooter, sinks the first. One more attempt coming up. Kyle Noble is rather easy to tell whether you see his number or not because he looks just like his dad.
Yes, he does.
Mick, that's all right to look like your dad.
That's not bad at all. Because I can attest that the Red Devils are well coached. Mickey Noble's been their longtime coach and just does an excellent job with them.
We've talked about some class coaches in the area, Jeff, and he's certainly one of them. A nice gentleman.
A very nice gentleman.
Red Devils controlling out of bounds. Slater looking into his brother. Aaron back to Allen. Hey, Allen's the leading scorer for the, second leading scorer for the Red Devils, averaging about 11 points per game. So they look for him inside quite a bit of the time. Turnover gives the Wildcats the ball. Doug Schlaff again going right on the baseline, pulls up short. Off to Grieve, good.
And that's been a favorite Jim Grieve shot. You give him the ball right there, and I think we can count on he's going to hit better than 60 to 70%.
Well, he is hitting over 60% for the season. A lot of them from that spot, of course. Walking is the call by
well, the Cats' quickness,
official.
I think, is taking some of that height advantage out, as the Red Devils don't quite seem to be as mobile as the Cats underneath there, and they're getting good position and causing a lot of problems on the passing lanes.
Talking to athletic director Larry Bartolomeoli a couple of days ago, that was one of the things the Red Devils were really anxious about coming into tonight's game, that being the quickness of the Cats. They know they have the height advantage, they have some decent shooters, and they have a good squad. A 10-5 overall record shows they have a good squad, but they're kind of concerned about that quickness, as indeed most teams are when they play the Wildcats.
Right.
Rob Smith.
That, sometimes we've got some quicker players coming off the bench, such as Kevin Buschberger and Eric Webb, of course.
Right.
The quicker ones coming off. They're just going to give you even more problems. It doesn't get better, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Rob Smith, 81% from the line, sinks 2. Score is 10-3 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. Nice steal that time by Jim Grieve. J.J. Flynn with the three-point shot. Bounces off the back of the rim and out. And here come the Red Devils once again. Jeff Parker. Alan Slater, short. Jeff Baker parks it right where he wanted to. Pulls him within 5 now.
I just don't think they've changed it, Larry, on the...
Traveling is the call.
I believe it should be 10-5.
I'm sure scorekeeper Art Keel will catch that.
It's been changed at this point. Yeah, scorekeeper Art Keel doesn't miss too many, and I saw him telling Mr. Ken Diamond at the scores table that that should have been changed.
Paul Schlaff with a nice paint line drive. Rebound by Rob. He can't convert. Paul is hustling for the rebound this time, but loses it out of bounds. And into the Wildcat lineup is coming Eric Webb, number 20. So now both teams have one sophomore, Wildcats have 2 sophomores, and the Red Devils 1. And that's him with the ball right now, Kyle Noble, a sophomore, and that's another example of the sophomores in the area, right. Jeff. Nice inside position and rebound.
That's
basket by Brett Bart. And now we find ourselves up by only 3. Eric Webb looking to the side. Man-to-man defense still continues. Nice drop pass by Paul Schlaff. Basket is good by Jim Grieve. Paul Schlaff is first, I believe, on the team in assists. Yes, he is coming into the game. Had 61 assists, and that's an excellent example of Paul seeing the people collapse on him, leaving Grieve open underneath.
Well, I think that's something he's done much, much better as the season's progressed. Early in the season, I think Paul felt he had to do a lot of the scoring, and he took control of that. And as the season's progressed, other people have come on and taken some of that load off of him. But he's taken it into control. He's going to get the ball to him, and the guys have been putting the ball in the hole. So that's been a good sign. And that's the kind of player that Paul is.
Hard to defense that, Jeff. You hardly know when he's going to go up.
And it's a fadeaway. It kind of falls back, and there's not much you can do. You can try to get up, and it's pretty difficult.
Aaron Slater that time with the inside drive. Left side basket. 14-11 Wildcats. Paul Schlaff underneath to Tom Cedarquist into the game just now. Turnaround jumper good by Tom Cedarquist.
Well, it didn't nearly look as good as Doug Schlaff's, but it counted just the same for Tom Cedarquist, and that's exactly what Tom Cedarquist does for you. He gives you quality minutes, gets you key rebounds and key baskets.
Paul Schlaff, nice look off that time by Paul. As he drives to the basket, he's going to be fouled. with the reach in by number 23. That's Glazer just into the game.
What Paul does so well is that hesitation dribble, that stutter step, and he just gets you to just set back just a little bit, and he'll pop it, and then when you think, well, you better get up on him because he's going to pop it, he goes right by you. So he's got all the tricks.
That was the 5th team foul against the Red Devils, so the Wildcats, with 2:21 left in the first quarter, are going to find themselves in the 1 and bonus for a long time here in this half.
Well, and again, it's the quickness that got him there.
Paul Schlaff, good on the first. Kevin Bushberger waiting on the sidelines to come in for Paul as soon as possible. And if he makes this one, of course, that will be the time. (18-11) now in favor of the Wildcats. Jeff, how much is there to the home court advantage we hear about from time to time? In Holton, the Wildcats stayed even with the Red Devils, but they couldn't pull away by any stretch of the imagination early in the game.
I think every team feels more comfortable playing at home, but I think that that can be much overrated, and if you continually think that that's you're going to have all the calls go your way and you're looking for that, I think you can get yourself in some deep trouble. I think you just have to go out and play every game as if, you know, whether you're home or away is being the most important game at hand. And it certainly, as I said, teams like to play at home, but I think maybe it's a little overrated.
Okay. Tom Cedarquist, after that basket attempt, drew the foul on Brett Bart, his 3rd. Tom at the line shooting 2. A little short that time. Tom has made 3 free throws this season so far. Hoping to make that number 4 right here. Can't quite do it. And Alan Slater comes down with the ball. Glazer looking up court. There's that pressure defense causing the turnover. Inside to Eric, back to Kevin Bushberger. 3 seconds is the call as Paul Schlaff dished the ball off to Eric, and then I think he found himself in the lane.
Well, I think what happened is Eric got himself too close to Paul when the pass was made. He had his back to the basket falling away, and then saw saw Kevin and tried to get the ball to him, and Kevin wasn't expecting it. It just got a little bit of overpassing.
Turnover that time by number 21, Marty Stitt, in for the Red Devils, giving Brett Bart a rest. Kevin Bushberger back to the top. Cats being patient now.
Also have Phil Green in for the Devils.
Bushberger for 2. Nice form and a swisher that time for Kevin Bushberger. Glazer coming back strong for the Red Devils. Off the glass, no good. And Bushberger with the foul. Referee under the basket said that Kevin was pushing off in an attempt to get that rebound. Pushed on Aaron Slater. JJ and Rob back in for Montague.
So far, Larry, with 1:12 to go in the first quarter, we've seen a lot of substitutions by both teams.
Absolutely. Nice inbounds play that time. Aaron Slater with the bucket. 2013 Cats. Well, Coach Noble knows that quickness is going to take a toll on his taller men if he doesn't get them some rest.
That's right. And there was a case where I think Rob probably forced that shot. Probably been better to bring it back out, set it up, or get it to Paul on the wing and let him have the shot.
Doug replacing Paul Schlaff. Alan Slater looking to bring the ball in play. Gets it to Aaron, but JJ intercepts Aaron's pass. Now Aaron comes back with the block. Nice block that time by Aaron Slater.
Beautiful block by Aaron Slater.
JJ made the nice inside move, but Aaron with the great height advantage there went over the back and blocked it. JJ comes down with another rebound. I think JJ's got 2 or 3 rebounds, and that time he loses the ball. Glazer.
Well,
It's
just
a bucket.
I was going to say it was a nice steal on the other end by JJ. He got his pocket picked, and the Red Devils got an easy 2 out of that.
Double team on JJ, but he gets it back to the top.
Yeah, the Wildcats seeing a little bit of their own right now as they're getting double teamed and pressured. And we'll see how well they handle it.
Sam Sankamore calls the personal on Glazer. That's his second personal, number 23. One in bonus now to Doug Schlaff. Doug from the line is 74% on the year. And that one's good. 6-point Cat lead with 7 seconds left.
I had mentioned this, Larry, but I know Doug would certainly like to end the season with the 80%. That's one of his goals, I know. And that certainly didn't hurt right there, nor does that one.
7-point lead. Aaron Slater back to Alan Slater. Glazer off the ceiling, up into the rafters. But that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Montague 22, Red Devils 15. Fans will be right back after this important word from our sponsors. Tonight's contest. Well, Jeff, first quarter ends with a 7-point Montague advantage, and I'm sure they're more pleased with that than their performance in the first quarter at Holton. Both teams hustling strong. The Wildcats had a little trouble with offensive rebounding early in the first quarter, but have held on to that lead at this point.
Well, it seems to me at this point, Larry, that the finesse play by the Wildcats is taking its toll at this point. I think the Red Devils want to play a little bit more rugged ball game, and they're an excellent ball team, and they've got some good ball handlers in there now, and we'll just see how the game proceeds. Nice pass.
Beautiful pass underneath by Allen to Aaron Slater. And Aaron with the shot attempt. It's no good, but he does draw the personal on number 32, Jim Grieve, his first. Jim couldn't quite cut off that pass nor the lane that time, so Aaron Slater will find himself at the line. 2 shots. Rim left that time. Second shot is also in and out, and so the Cats bring it up the court. J.J. Flynn controlling against Slater. Trying to force it into Grieve that time, and the ball is intercepted by Alan Slater. Glazer, Stitt. Glazer from the top, 3-point attempt, short. Doug Schlaff can't control, and it's back in to the Slater twins. This time the rebound.
Now we have a 3-on-2.
Cats maintain possession. Man-to-man defense. Still nice post up and inside pass to Rob Smith that time. Rob Smith is going to draw the foul. Foul on number 15, Phil Green.
No, I think it went on one of the Slaters.
Did it? Okay.
I think it went on Aaron Slater.
You're right. You're right. That's his second.
Of course, what a nice treat that would be to get those young men out there, because they've been a tower of strength so far on the boards. Not only that, but they've played some excellent defense as we've tried to get the ball inside. Rob couldn't get the first one to drop, and so he won't get that second one. And here come the Red Devils.
We ought to take note, Jeff, that the Red Devils' leading scorer, Brett Bartolomeoli, has been on the bench with 3 personals for upwards of 5 minutes at this point in time. So the Red Devils have missed his scoring, I'm sure. Wildcats.
I'm sure they have. Bartolomeoli is an excellent ball player. He's got good skills around the basket, and when he gets the ball, he likes to take it to the hole.
New players in for the Red Devils. McLaren, Baker, and Noble. Back to the lineup.
Here is we got smaller players coming in to match up quickness-wise, I believe.
Paul Schlaf, 3 points. First three-pointer tonight for the Wildcats,
Of course,
I believe.
Paul took advantage of a player coming in off the bench to pop that one in.
Nice deflection
hands by Jim Grieve.
by Jim. A turnaround jumper, no good by Jim Grieve, but the Cats still continue. Rob Smith trying to go before the ball was there, I think, that time,
Yes,
Jeff.
I
He knew he
think
had
he
a
did.
little step to the basket and tried to take it. Aaron Slater with the ball. Kyle Noble, the sophomore, to Alan Slater, the senior. Jim Grieve and Aaron fight for it. Aaron Slater wins that battle and scores the basket.
And there's the strength of the Slaters, as Aaron Slater just actually ripped the ball right out of Jim Grieve's hands, and you don't see many people do that.
That's true. Grieve on the outside. Free throw line shot is good.
And that was like, take this, you do that to me.
27-17, a 10-point Cat lead as they bring the ball back after that errant pass.
And that's the thing about Jim Grieve. He can go outside as well as inside, and he's got an excellent shot. And if you don't come out and guard him, he's going to make you pay for it.
Looking inside to Doug Schlaf. Oh, beautiful pass underneath from Doug to JJ. JJ can't convert. Alan Slater has it knocked out of bounds by Doug Schlaf.
Nice quickness by Doug, but he couldn't quite save it as he stepped out of line, passing it back to JJ, and the Red Devils have the ball back out again.
There's hardly ever an opponent's player without a Wildcat right on top of him.
Well, that's for sure. And I think JJ got a piece of the arm on the shot.
As the shot went up, JJ draws the
So
personal.
Jeff Baker will go to the line, I believe, shooting 2. Yes.
JJ's first personal, fourth team, so now the Red Devils will find themselves in a one and bonus after this attempt. 4:48 in the first half.
Baker will try to cut into the Cats' lead, which is now 27-17. He was not successful on that first try, Larry.
No, that he wasn't. We can't overemphasize, of course, the importance of those free throws. It's kind of boring to put those up in practice 100 at a time or so, but
That's right.
you got to get the rhythm down. You need to have that concentration.
Dennis Flynn in for the Wildcats, and Shannon Packingham is in for Holton. And we had a violation there at the foul line as Baker threw the ball up and then stepped over the line in his effort to get the rebound.
JJ looking left, down into the corner, back out on top to Paul Schlaf. Paul inside to Dennis Flynn. Dennis having trouble and can't quite make it, loses it out of bounds underneath.
Well,
Eric
Paul's
Webb
doing
coming
some
in.
nice reading, Larry, of the defenses and picking the open men to get the ball to, and they're just not, teammates at this point just aren't helping them out by dropping that ball in as they're letting the ball get away from them.
Excellent court sense being shown by Paul. Noble to Baker. Excuse me, that was McLaren. Back to McLaren again. There's Baker from the corner, no good, and Dennis Flynn with the rebound. Stolen by Noble. Noble had a man open on the right-hand side. I thought maybe he was going to toss it over for the assist attempt, but instead chose to take the shot and draws the personal.
Yeah, and Doug just didn't get his position and just made a not a very wise choice of standing there and moving to the side and drawing the foul. And with that, Noble gets to go to the line, shoot 2.
First personal on Doug Schlaf. Short on the first.
Well, and at this point, the foul shots have really hurt the Devils. They just haven't been able to cut into that lead, and I believe that's about 5 or 6 they missed in a row.
I think you're right, Jeff. And there's another. Nice high rebound by Jim Grieve. Eric Webb. Off to Schlaff. Wildcats patiently working the ball around, looking inside now. Paul Schlaff with a baseline jumper is good. 29-17, Cats, 3:40 in the first half. No good from the outside that time. Packingham with the attempt, and it's going to go the other way. As a foul is called against the Red Devils.
Well, Coach Mickey Noble wasn't too happy with that, and for all the banging, the bumping that's gone on in this game, for him to call a foul like
That's
that,
right.
I kind of agree with him. And not that the official was wrong. I think there was a foul there, but I can understand his concern.
He's very concerned. That's number 3 on Aaron Slater. Back into the game now. Alan Slater replaces his brother, and also back in Glazer, along with number 21, Marty Stitt. 3:36 to go.
Probably just as upset that Paul Schlaff is at the line as well.
Right. It's almost the same as 2 points when you put him at the line for 2 attempts.
Been, pretty regular from there all season long.
Paul's averaging almost 20 points per game coming into tonight's contest. Had 12 against Hart. His overall season's average is 19.9 points per game, 19 and 9
Paul
tenths.
comes out and gets a breather now after he makes those 2 as Kevin Bushberger comes in.
Glazer with the ball at the top of the key. Inside toss, looking for Aaron Slater. It's knocked out of bounds by Doug. Not a real good pass that time. A choice for a pass by Jeff Baker, excuse me.
Looked like he tried to force that ball in there.
Baker again with the ball.
Actually lucky that they got the ball back.
You're
A lot
right.
of times there's another one, just kind of a force in there.
That's right.
And that's what happens often.
It's obvious that the Red Devils depend a lot on those 2 big twins, along with Bartolomeoli when he's in there, for their scoring punch. Turnaround is no good as the foul is called before the shot. Bart is back into the contest. And the shooter will be Jim Grieve. Alan Slater draws his first personal.
Well, Coach Noble isn't happy with that foul either, but he certainly can understand. That's the little push up underneath, and you're going to get those. He just doesn't want those hand slap fouls.
71% shooter from the line. Makes the first. Jim Grieve with the second attempt. Good. 2 for 3 tonight so far from the charity stripe. Bushberger catching up with the Red Devil. Baker now off to Glazer. Alan Slater inside to Bart. And Dennis Flynn is going to be called with the bump from the back that time.
Dennis didn't have good position. He let Bart get down on the blocks and post up, and he was behind him. And then when the ball came in, he tried to go over the top and knock it away. And more often than not, you're going to get the foul.
Leading scorer for the Red Devils is at the free throw line now. Not only is he the leading scorer, averaging 15 points per game, but he's also the leading rebounder with 15 rebounds per game. So Brett Bart is certainly an MVP for the Holton Red Devils.
He certainly is. Fine young ball player.
And Coach Noble indicated that the Red Devils were averaging over 40 rebounds per game this season. 2-point basket by Paul Schlaff, 2.
Well, Larry, this game is quickly getting away from the Red Devils as the Cats are 1 point from 1 point from doubling as we get a steal.
Nice left-handed layup that time by Eric Webb after the steal.
Nice quickness by Eric.
With 2:31 remaining in the half, the score is Montague 37 and the visitors from Holton 18. And Mickey Noble says, that's enough, folks. We have to take this time out even though we only have 2.5 minutes to halftime. before we find ourselves completely gone.
Yeah, as I said, this game could get to be a rout if the Red Devils don't try to get back to what they do well and start getting the ball inside and taking the ball to the hole and making the Cats pay a little bit. And then, as we talked about earlier, they've had the chance to get some points at the free throw line, and they haven't taken advantage of that, and that's hurt. And that's one of the reasons they find themselves down by so much.
Well, so far the concern expressed to me by Larry Bartolomeoli, the AD, has come true. And Coach Mickey Noble, before the contest, was also expressing some concern about that. He knows that the Cats have that hustle. It's a characteristic of Jim Tate's teams, like we mentioned before, and tonight has been no exception. Red Devils now putting it into play. 5-second call.
Just excellent defense, as there was just no one to pass it to.
And the Cats will return the ball inbounds.
Well, Larry, why we get just not really a break here, but excellent.
Tom Cedarquist inside. Tom was wide open in the paint. Excuse me, Jeff, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we had an excellent season last year, and Coach Tate just did an excellent job as you brought him up, talking about his teams and things that they do. And I just like to go on record as I think that this year Coach Tate has done a much better job coaching than he even did last year when he did just a fantastic job. I think that just very impressive what I'm seeing out here.
You're correct. Rob Smith, I think, is going to be called for the personal. He obviously had no intent to foul that time, tried to avoid it, but just couldn't get away with not leaning into the opponent. Jim Tate makes excellent use of the personnel that he has. If he has quickness, he uses that. If he has inside strength, that's where you'll see the ball go. If he has height, he tries to work that. He's a master.
Yes, he is. He certainly is, and just a very fine young man, too.
I bet he'll like that remark, Jeff, especially the part where you said young. In fact, if I could shout out now.
I'll tell you, he's just as young as I am, so he certainly is young.
Right. 2 for Brett Bart from the line. Cats by 19 now with 1:59 left. Bushberger, drive left
Nice
baseline.
play.
Beautiful move that time.
Little double clutch by Kevin Bushberger.
Alan Slater, back to Glazer. Glazer looking left. Baker from the outside, 3 points. 23 for the Red Devils, 41 for the Cats. Nice block
by Bart.
Brett Bart with the good timing on the leap that time.
Kevin thought he had a nice layup, and just wasn't to be, and we come back the other way.
Good left paint side drive by Glazer. 41-25, and that lead is cut to 16. Bushberger with the pass back to Paul. Ball goes out of bounds that time as Paul was looking to pass off. Nice defense that time on Paul by the Red Devils. J.J. Flynn coming back into the contest.
Wildcats have got some easy buckets on this, and just a misfire by Doug Schlaff. I think he thought that there was going to be a hand in his face, and there just wasn't.
50 seconds left. 41-25. Steal.
Nice defense by Doug.
Doug Schlaff. The scoop shot, no good. Tom Cedarquist with the rebounds, and the shot looked maybe like somebody got a hand on Tom's arm that time, but I don't think the officials saw it. Officials conferring underneath the Wildcat basket. Ball went up into the overhang of the cables there, and I think they're discussing maybe who hit it up there.
Well, I think what the call was is that Tom went up with a shot, and he had a Red Devil on the ball. As he threw it up, it went off that Red Devil's hands up into the...
That's exactly what the officials decided as they went over to the Red Devil bench and explained that it was a tip-off. But the Red Devils escape and bring the ball into play now. Glazer has it knocked away, but right to Stitt, good for the 2.
Nice shot. Nice play.
Marty Stitt, number 21, with the basket. 14-point difference with 20 seconds remaining. Double high post. They'll play for the last shot. Almost always. Now Jim Tate, coach, giving instruction for a baseline play. Paul Schlaff up. Tom Siedequist the rebound. No good. And a foul is called with 3 seconds remaining in the half on Doug Schlaff, number 14, coming back up the floor, trying to poke that ball away.
And that was not a good foul, being that far up the court. You just don't like to see those, as that was about a 50-foot foul. Pretty hard to make him from there.
Alan Slater trying to put a couple more points on the board for the Red Devils. And Jim Grieve comes in to replace Doug Schlaff. Coach Tate trying to make sure that a third personal isn't in the works. Basket is good. Jeff Baker at the buzzer got that rebound and put it right back up, scoring the last bucket. So the score at the end of the first half is Wildcats 41, Holton 29. Well, Jeff, the Wildcats pulled out front real strong. First quarter saw them in a 7-point lead, and we're doubling that almost times in the second quarter. But the Red Devils, after that 2-minute and 31-second timeout, surely came back themselves.
Yes, they did. And, of course, that last basket where we got the rebound with 3 seconds to go, and then threw the turnover, and Baker just popped it through. Those type hurt. You don't like to see those. Instead of being up by 14, after actually leading, I believe, by 18 points at one time, we see our lead at halftime dwindle to 12.
At this point, I think we'll just take a short timeout. We'll be back for second half action in a while. Well, Jeff, here we are back at Montague High School as the Holton Red Devils come back on the court prior to second half action. Wildcats already warming up underneath their basket. We just should take a minute to remind folks of upcoming Wildcat action as we near the end of the season now. Next Friday, the 10th, we go to the home of the Oak Ridge Eagles to take on the Oak Ridge team. And Jeff, the Oak Ridge team defeated our neighbors across the river last week. And so they're back in contention, possibly at least.
Well, a lot of people were upset last year. I can't remember their young coach's name, but I think they lost like their first 9-10 ball games, and they were always in it right to the end, but just couldn't quite get over the hump, and they end up with a somewhat dismal record, even though they won 3 or 4 of their late season ball games. But those are paying off as the Oak Ridge Eagles are playing excellent ball this year. They're in every ball game, and I remember when they came here, they gave us all we wanted. So
that's for sure.
It's certainly going to be down there at their place, an excellent ball game for the fans to go down and see.
Okay, after the Eagles, the Wildcats return home on Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, where they'll entertain the Shelby Tigers here at Montague. So more exciting Wildcat action coming up. The Wildcats, of course, on top of the West Michigan Conference. The overall record of 13-1 coming into tonight. 8-1 in the conference, and they're sitting in a pretty good spot now this late in the season with an 8-1 conference record. Several teams are going to have to get some upsets against top teams in order for the Wildcats to be toppled out of that position. So I'm sure the Cats are confident about their chances for another championship here at this point in the season.
They just have to continue to play the type of ball they played all year long, just consistent ball and getting contributions from everybody that goes on the floor, as they have again tonight. One thing they have to guard against is what happened right here at the end of the half is the Holton Red Devils came back with 6 quick points, and instead of having an 18-point lead as they did, as you said, with 2 minutes and something to go, they find themselves only ahead by 12. That's a nice margin, but they can't let that get any less as the second half's about ready to start.
Jeff, we should mention also that the junior varsity Wildcats found themselves winners tonight over the Red Devils, a 20-point game for the Cats, 65-45. That would make their season's record, I believe, 12-3.
And I might mention there, too, another fine coaching job by Mr. Ray Schlaff. I guess I could call him young, too. But he just does a super job with those young men, and we're seeing some of the effects of that this year on the varsity squad is those young men that played for him last year are coming out, and they do a lot of the same things on the varsity as they did last year at the JVs, and we see that with the JV squad this year as some of those will come up next year and help us as well.
Wildcats putting the ball back into play as second half action begins. J.J. Flynn to the right side. Doug Schlaff down low. Jim Gree with the pass. Good. Wildcats draw first blood in the second half, Jeff.
And here they are. They got a nice steal.
Basket by Schlaff. Assist to J.J. Flynn. Doug Schlaff is going to be called for the personal as he hustles after the ball on the defense on the toss-in.
Nice read by Doug, but he just didn't quite get there quick enough. I don't know if you noticed, Larry, but Paul played real smart on that steal, too, trying to draw that foul. He didn't get it, but that's just, again, some of the things that Paul Schlaff does so well.
Nice inside drive that time by Aaron Slater, but Grieve comes away with a rebound. That's Doug Schlaff's third personal, by the way. First team foul for the Wildcats. Doug looking inside to Grieve once again. Off the glass too hard that time. Nice rebound by Rob Smith. Turn around and good.
Got that ball to drop. I didn't know how Rob did it, but it went for him.
Aaron Slater off to Jeff Baker. Good. 47-31 Cats.
Well, that's what the Cats had to do, is reestablish themselves early in the second half, and they've certainly done that.
J.J. Flynn back to Doug Schlaff. Three-point effort from the top. No good.
And I think they got Jim Grieve on a push here.
Jim Grieve going to be called for the foul. Nice triangle that time by the Holton Red Devils. And Cats would have a difficult time getting through that nice position.
That was a definite push as the Holton Red Devil ended up out of bounds underneath the basket, and he was about 2 feet in front of the basket to start with.
Noble with the ball off to Jeff Baker looking inside. Deflection by Grieve that time. Baker looking for Bart coming through the baseline. Has it knocked out of bounds. Red Devils move nicely, Jeff. They hustle away from the ball and don't stand still much at all. 5-second call again underneath the Red Devil basket.
I believe that's 3 times tonight, Larry. Again, kind of a repeat of what we saw last Friday night against the Hart Pirates. Cats just playing that excellent defense out of bounds and just not allowing the opponents to get the ball.
Inside to Grieve, off to Rob Smith. Nice fake. Drive, off the basket, rebound Smith. Basket Smith. Excellent hustle.
Perseverance right there. Robbie stuck right with it and ends up getting the 2 points out of it. A near steal by J.J.
Alan Slater. Nice rebound by Paul Schlaff that time. Paul and Rob were tied for second in rebounds coming tonight's game. Off the rim by Grieve.
Nice feed by Rob Smith.
Bushberger with the deflection. Alan Slater with the basket. 49-33, 16-point lead. Cats have picked up 4 points now in the first 3 minutes of the contest.
But I think more important, they've reestablished that they're the dominant team out here.
Rob Smith from the outside draws the personal on Baker on the foul. Rob Smith is about a 60% shooter from the floor. Excellent percentage from both the floor and the line where he'll be now. Remember, he's shooting at an 81% clip from the line. I think he's had 2 for 2 tonight, Jeff. It was the first personal on Baker and the first team. Excuse me.
As we've talked about, the Cats have some excellent foul shots. Just as we say that, of course, it's almost like jinx.
I should never do that.
Robbie misses that first one. But the Cats have some excellent foul shooters at this season, and you can put 4 or 5 or 6 of them at the line, and you're going to get very excellent results.
Converts a second, so the Red Devils bring the ball in play. Glazer bringing it up. Off to the right to Bart. Good.
Nice move by Bart. Stepped around Jim Grieve and just stepped in for that easy bucket.
50-35. Inside from JJ. Shot is partially blocked by Alan Slater, and Brett Bart comes out of there with it. Jim Grieve kind of upset that time.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Nice timing. Paul Schlaff with the foul that time.
I think if Jim would have given him a little fake that time down at the court, he might have drawn the foul, or actually maybe be able to drive around him to the basket.
Alan Slater back to the top. Set play from the side now. Jeff Baker called for the traveling. Tom Cedarquist coming back into the action for Grieve. Tom is actually the leading percentage field goal shooter for the Wildcats, 65% on the season.
Well, I tell you, he's got some clutch baskets for the Wildcats as he just powers it in strong to the basket, and that's his game. In fact, he likes to play this type of game that the Red Devils do.
Yes, he does. You're right. Nice move by Rob that time to the inside.
Good body control by Rob Smith as he looked like he was going to go one way and then slithered around him the other way.
Rob gets two more for tonight, averaging 9 on the season. Return basket from the outside by Alan Slater. Paul Schlaff down the court now, puts it up. We have a foul being called on Alan Slater, I believe. I'm not quite sure whether it's Slater or Glazer. This is going to be Slater, Alan Slater, number 53, on the shot, his second personal. Now that's a good example. I think Paul wasn't necessarily looking to shoot, but he knew he was going to be fouled and just put the ball up.
That's exactly right.
Excellent move.
As we talked about, putting Paul at the line is, for the most part, a good bet.
Another jinx. Sorry, Paul. One more attempt. Good.
Cats right back into that press.
Brett Bart was open down court, but Glazer didn't see him or didn't think he could get it to him at least. Inside to Aaron Slater. Tom Cedarquist.
Now Tom got
Personal
himself
foul.
a little trouble as he reached around and got his hand on the ball, but Slater grabbed the ball and wheeled to the basket. Tom wasn't there, and then Tom had to go over the back to foul him.
Right. Slater got the inside step on Tom that time, and
so far putting Aaron Slater at the line has been a good bet, but we'll have to wait and see here.
Now let's hope we didn't jinx him the other way. Yeah, Jeff, let's just not say anything about free throws from now on.
I think we should stop. You're right.
Red Devils convert. That makes it 53 for the Wildcats, and now 39 for the Red Devils. 14-point lead. 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. Paul Schlaff driving left or dribbling left. Eric Webb into the contest, looking left. Bushberger to the baseline, loses it. Lost control that time. Glazer for the Red Devils. Stitt has it knocked out of bounds by Eric Webb with quick
Nice hands by Eric Webb. Got his hand in there, stuck that ball out of bounds.
J.J. Flynn for Bushberger. Alan Slater setting up the play from the corner. Into Stitt. Turnaround jumper, short. Paul Schlaff for the rebound. J.J. Flynn with basket. Nice pass by Paul that time.
And a nice read by J.J. He could have cut a little bit towards the sideline more, but instead he knew that player was right there, and he cut him off and took it right to the hole, and he had a lot easier shot out of it.
Bart with 2 rebounds and 2 shots, but no score. Underneath, however, on that last shot, we have another Wildcat foul.
And that's on Paul Schlaff, I believe.
You're right, that's his second. So we have one in bonus. The officials are there. They're going to put him at the line now. That was the 5th team foul on the Wildcats. So this half, the Wildcats put the Red Devils to the line with 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. And if they were converting those, that could be an important factor. But, well, I wasn't supposed to say anything
you're not supposed to talk
that's right.
about that.
Okay, let's see what happens now. Well, I forgot, Jeff. Sorry again. Alan Slater, good for the Red Devils. One more attempt now. Leading rebounder for the Red Devils. Second leading rebounder, excuse me.
That makes
puts
it a
in.
14-point game, Larry. 55-41.
Red Devils have never given up, of course, but they've never really drawn much closer than 10 points since early in the contest. So the Wildcats have fared quite well. Ball goes out of bounds and be put in play by the Red Devils. Montague having a little trouble that time down the court. Nice pressure again. That creates that turnover.
Yep.
The ball will
ball should be taken out underneath the basket as it was thrown from out of bounds to out of bounds without anybody touching it. So it should return to the point where the player threw it out of bounds.
That's exactly what happened. Paul Schlaff with a 3-point outside shot, no good. Going back to that last play, I think if he hadn't thrown it, he would have had a 5-second call anyway.
I believe so.
Aaron Slater with the left-hand drive. Basket that time off the rebound by Brett Bart. Bart averaging the 15 rebounds per game, 15 points. Certainly up in that range tonight with rebounds. Nice rebound by Tom, no good on the shot. Jump ball. Bart and J.J. Flynn. Alternate possession rule. Ball will go over to the Red Devils.
No, I believe it's going to go back to the Wildcats, isn't it?
I don't think so. The arrow's pointing to the visitors.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're right. Nice hustle by J.J. You got reached in and grabbed that ball.
Dennis Flynn in for the Wildcats, replacing Cedarquist. Stitt, triple teamed. Gets it over to Glazer. Wildcats break it up inside.
Nice hands by the Wildcat, though, to break that up, as the Red Devils had some definite advantages and couldn't take advantage of it.
That's right. Oh. Did you see Brett Bart all by himself in the paint that time, Jeff? Good thing that went off the backboard. Or it was almost
if you
a sure
saw
two.
Mickey Noble, he just kind of put his hands over his head and he kind of sat back and saying, oh my gosh, what else can go wrong?
That's right. 1:50 remaining in the third quarter. Eric Webb passing right. Dennis Flynn. Jump ball is a call by Sankamore, the official.
Well, Larry, right now, it appears to me that on offense, the Cats aren't moving very much, just kind of standing around and want something to happen. It's not the Cat offense that we normally see. So I think we're going to try to see a little bit different strategy here.
Jim Tate puts the Cats into four-corner offense. Probably what they would call four to score, not necessarily the full court or the full-time stall. Cats still having trouble. And lose the ball to the Red Devils. A foul is going to be called by the trailing official that time. Blocking foul is a call on J.J. Flynn.
Yeah, those are the toughest kind of calls to make. The referee, where he was standing, appeared to him that J.J. had not given the Red Devil player enough room to come down where we were standing, and it appeared that he did. But again, when you're trailing a play, you don't always have the view that we do.
What's the rule on that, Jeff? How much room do you have to give them?
Well, I've heard one step. So the rule basically says you have to give that player enough to come down and take a step. So.
Okay. That time we said nothing about the free throw, and the Red Devils missed it. So
so be quiet from now on.
I guess that proves our point, Jeff. Right.
Well, at both ends, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. Red Devils put it into play, however, because it went out of bounds off the Cats. Bartolomeoli with the miss twice. Basket up, no good that time by Slater.
And
Wildcats
again,
come
Coach
out.
Mickey Noble quite unhappy because his charges don't get any basket out of that.
That time the foul is called as Paul drives to the basket against the Red Devils.
And that's Aaron Slater.
Aaron Slater with his fourth. Larry Vendering not making many friends right now. Tough calls there, but Paul Schlaff will find himself at the line. Phil Green is going to replace Aaron Slater.
As I'm watching across here, Larry, I see Coach Schlaff diagramming what I would perceive maybe to be some offensive strategy at this point for the Wildcats and showing Coach Tate. As again, it appears just right now we're just kind of stagnant.
Paul converts the second. Pressure for the Cats. Stitt bringing the ball across. Shot by Stitt over the top. Controlled by Phil Green. Nice save that time for the Red Devils. Glazer from the outside. Good.
Nice shot by Adam Glazer.
Red Devils back within 11 now, Jeff. 38 seconds in the third quarter.
I imagine we're going to go for last shot here.
Still out of the four-corner offense. Jim Tate checking the clock. J.J. Flynn back at the top. Double team coming up. Back to Eric Webb. Left-hand dribble around the center. Back to J.J. with 10 seconds. Now the Cats move in. Ball goes inside to Tom Cedarquist. Off to Grieve. Over the top. Nice save by Tom Cedarquist that time. Traveling with 1 second is the call against J.J. Flynn. Tom Cedarquist is playing a very good game for us, Jeff,
yes,
while he's
he
in
is.
there.
An excellent game.
Phil Green with the pass. Tipped up, but no good. And the quarter ends with the score. Montague 56. Holton 45. Jeff, we have 8 minutes remaining in the contest. And certainly the Red Devils are within striking distance at this point in time. They were down 41-29, 12 points at halftime. They picked up a point. Actually, they picked up 5 points at least on the Cats, because I remember at one time the Cats had picked up 4 on them.
Yes, Larry, I was just thinking here, it could get quite interesting. As I said earlier in the third quarter, I thought we'd kind of picked up the tempo and reestablished the pace of the game, and then with about 3-4 minutes go in the third quarter, it appeared to me that we just kind of slowed down and stopped again, and the Red Devils took charge and whittled that 16-point lead now down to 11. So again, coming out in quarter number 4, the Cats have to take over again, reestablish themselves, and take command.
Starting lineup back in the contest for the Cats, and I believe for the Red Devils. Red Devils possession, the start of the final stanza. Kyle Noble. Alan Slater driving right. Back out to Kyle Noble. Shot, no good. Brett Bart with the rebound. Wildcats come out with it. Holton fans definitely thought there should have been a foul on that last attempt. And now we have a Wildcat foul, this time on Jim Grieve for the Cats. Play a little rugged at this point.
You know, the remarkable thing about the Cats, it doesn't seem to be matter what style of play there is out there. They can play it, and they've played it all year long, whether it gets ragged as we see right now, or it's bump and grind inside, or if it's smooth and run and gun. They seem to be able to adjust to all of those.
Good point, Jeff. Kyle Noble sinks it, bringing the Devils down to a 10-point difference. If he makes this one, this will be the first time under double-digit lead for the Wildcats since the first quarter, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
And that's what it is, 9-point lead. This is rather uncharacteristic for the Cats, Jeff. As we mentioned, they usually have come out strong in the third quarter and continued that in the fourth quarter, but they're going to have to see what they can do to get their act back together at this point.
Well, as we talked about, they did do that, but they just have not been able to sustain that. And that's cost them at this point.
Paul Schloff controlling. Inside to Grieve. Nice pass that time. And Grieve going up with a shot is fouled by, I think, number 51. And if that's right, that'd be the 5th personal on Aaron Slater. And that's what it is. 5th personal for Aaron Slater. Phil Green replaces Slater. Nice hand for Aaron Slater. Even the Wildcat fans near us here are applauding the fine effort given by number 51 for the Red Devils.
Well, one thing I've noticed, Larry, here tonight, not only are the coaches find men to be on the benches representing their schools and communities, but the players for both schools have been very well behaved on the court and certainly very well represented their communities and the schools.
Brett Bart got that rebound, and now we have Alan Slater missing the shot over the top. Paul Schloff gets the rebound, brings it back. Rob Smith from the left side, short on the shot. Brett Bart off to Slater.
Where Robbie should have probably just gone up strong with a shot instead of double pump.
I think he anticipated something that really never happened that time. There's Brett Bart underneath along the baseline. Nice cut that time and a nice inside pass for the Red Devils.
Yep.
8 points.
I'm going to just say that Jeff Baker made a nice read on that and got that ball inside of him.
J.J. Flynn into Jim Grieve. Good. Nice assist by J.J. Nice position by Grieve.
Now. Maybe that'll get us going back to where we're supposed to be.
Let's hope so. Robbie Smith over the shoulder of Phil Green, number 15, will be at the line. Rob Smith trying for the deflection, of course, hustled after it. Good aggressive move, but he got a piece of the shoulder. 3rd personal.
Just a little slow getting there.
Both teams are in the bonus at this point for the remainder of the contest. See if Phil Green can take advantage of it. Yes, he does. Cuts it back down to 9. First point of the night, I believe, for Phil Green. Very important one. Second attempt. Good. There's Coach Tate shouting out directions for the 4 corner again to the Cats. I think Coach Tate senses that things aren't working very well for us and is trying to take some time off the clock, but that time it backfires. Noble off to Alan Slater. Nice interception that time.
Nice read by Rob Smith. And that was also a good read as he got the ball back out when he noticed there was nothing there.
J.J. Flynn inside to Grieve. Good.
Nice strong move by Jim Grieve again.
Nice
pass.
Beautiful look by Paul Schloff.
Well, I'll tell you what, J.J. is going to get the 3 points, but Paul Schloff is every bit as responsible as J.J. is for that, as he read that, drew the defense, got the ball off, and J.J. put it in, and Wildcats now see their lead go back up to 12.
And I believe we're going to have a timeout, Jeff. Not just sure what the call is here. I think somebody is trying to call a timeout, but I'm not sure what the problem is. I guess just that the official hadn't made the official call yet, so he was trying to keep the teams out.
Who had called it. They knew somebody wanted to foul or a timeout, and so until that happened, they had to stay on the court.
J.J. Flynn will be at the line when we return to action. Fans, I think, at this point will take a minute for a timeout. This word from our sponsors. J.J. Flynn, I think, has probably had more points on the board tonight than most of the time during the season. He's got those off some nice feeds from various players.
Well, he's always been a hustler, and that's going to pay off for you. And tonight he's getting his due with a few points. But anybody knows anything about JJ knows when you're in a ball game against him, you're in a ball game, because he's going to be all over you on defense. He's going to give you everything he can on offense. He's going to get some good reads and assists on offense. So it's good to see him scoring tonight. That's a plus. I think that was a good timeout, too, Larry, by Coach Mickey Noble of the Red Devils. Get his charges, settle back down again, get him going. And
you're right.
Doing the same thing they were doing before.
We talked about J.J. Flynn a minute ago. We should also mention that he was second in the Wildcat statistics in the assist column coming into tonight's game. So, you know, he's, like you say, a hustler all the way around. And even though there, we finally had Bart with the basket for the Red Devils. Even though J.J. isn't always on the board with a lot of points, he's responsible for a lot of them anyway.
An awful lot. There was a case where the Red Devils just pounded that board and kept the ball alive, and it ended up with good things for them.
Doug Schlaff, good. Drive to the paint, and he put it up that time. Good for the two. Paul Schlaff makes the deflection out of bounds.
There's another case. If we didn't get the deflection, we might have got that 5 seconds. Well, it wasn't going to be called because it was tossed in, but it was awful close to being called.
Jeff Baker has it deflected by Jim Grieve. And now the Wildcats break up the play. Rob Smith comes up with it. Paul Schlaff.
Good play by Jim Grieve to stop the 2-on-1. He stopped it cold, and then he had his teammates help out, get the ball back.
J.J. Flynn over to Rob Smith, looking inside, loses it. And Kyle Noble comes up with the ball. Outside three-point jumper, no good. Stipp with the attempt from the outside. Under 4 minutes now in the contest.
Smart play by Paul.
Good drive by Doug off the back of the rim. Foul is called on the drive in, however, so Doug will find himself at the line. And I believe that'll be his fourth. He's played a long time with those three personals, Jeff. He did a good job avoiding that fourth one for this second half. Glazer back in for the Red Devils.
Well, Larry, I see why Bartolomei gets the points he does, and also the rebound, and the player is. He's just very active and goes to the basket. You know, just good shooter, just a smart all-around ball player.
Jeff, can you tell us a little bit? The official we notice is counting with his right hand there. What's the rule on that? Why is he counting?
Once you hand the ball to the shooter, he has 10 seconds in which to release that ball towards the basket, and if not, he forfeits that shot.
Outside three-point attempt, no good, and Bart misses the return rebound shot. Traveling is the call on Paul Schlaff. Red Devil ball.
I haven't seen that call but once or twice, Larry, but I did see it here a few years ago against a Whitehall player who took about, must have been 11 seconds because he got it called on him.
Alan Slater with a paint drive and basket attempt, no good. Eric Webb has it stolen by Bartolomei. There I went almost again, Jeff. 67-55, 12-point game. Nice pass by Paul Schlaff once again. Basket is good by Grieve.
And that's Jeff Baker who fouled him, I believe.
Paul, the leading assist man on the Wildcats lineup, gets another one. You don't read about the assists in the paper the next morning, Jeff, but they are all so important.
Well, you know, you read more about them now than you ever did before with guys like Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas and Larry Bird, who have made it fashionable not only to score but to pass the ball. And so You still don't read about it enough.
Glazer with the missed shot. Grieve with a strong inside rebound. Paul Schloff having a little trouble. Now comes up with it. Across the timeline. And we're going to have the foul on the Red Devils. Number 23, I believe. That'll be Glazer if it is him. Yes, it is. With his third personal. Paul Schloff at the line. 2 minutes, 55 seconds. 15-point Cat lead, 70-55. So the Cats are going to be at their scoring average, certainly. And the Red Devils are at the opponent's scoring average almost right now. Opponents of the Cats have scored at a 57-point per game clip. So the Red Devils only 2 shy of that are almost certain to reach or surpass it for tonight. Paul with one more shot. Good. Slater off to Glazer. The steps is the call as Glazer had trouble controlling it. Might have been thinking about it behind the back dribble there, Jeff.
Yeah, and then when he went to turn, there was Doug Schloff standing there and tried to maintain his balance and lost it.
Eric Webb across the line. Jeff Baker with the personal. Eric Webb, I think, hit the line for the first time tonight now.
I believe so.
He's made 4 from the line for the season.
And
4
Jeff
out of
Baker
9.
Now has 4 fouls as well.
Five for 10 now is Eric Webb. Nice young man.
Well, as the season goes on, I've just seen Eric Webb get better and better, and it's just gonna. It's great news for Coach Tate, as he just has one more gun to go to.
And he'll be back
for 2 more years.
Right. Marty Stitt with the Red Devil possession now. Jumper from the left side, off the rim, taken by Paul Schloff. Through the Red Devil defense. Good to Rob Smith. Nice pass again. Good hustle back by Rob, too, of course. Over and back is the call on the Red Devils that time.
Yeah, that's the case. Just a little bit of frustration now, and it's starting to show.
Kevin Bushberger in for the Wildcats as Doug Schloff sits down for a while.
And this is more characteristic of what we've seen in the second half from the Wildcats as they pushed it now back to a 21-point lead.
Surely is.
I believe that's their largest lead.
Eric Webb back out. Same offense as characteristic for the Wildcats. Nice screens. Good drive by Paul Schloff that time. Adam Glazer. Alan Slater with the jump shot. No, pass underneath to Bartolomeoli. Foul on Rob Smith underneath. I'm not sure if they're going to call that a 2-shot foul or not.
No, I believe it's a 1-and-1. He was getting the, yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
He was going for the catch of the pass and came down, and Rob did not give him any place to land. In all fairness to Rob, I think Rob was trying to get position because he thought it was going to be a shot.
I think he was. You're right. Timeout, Holton. 1 minute, 55 seconds left in the game. 78-55 is the score. Like you said, Jeff, the biggest lead for the Cats tonight. And I think Coach Jim Tate and Coach Mickey Noble are both clearing the benches at this point in time, letting those players who have not yet seen action get into the action with a couple of minutes left in the game. Once again, we remind folks that next week, or next Friday that is, we will be at the home of the Eagles and return here on the 14th, a week from tonight, to host the Shelby Tigers. Freshman basketball, remember, concludes with a game here at Montague High School on the 9th of February, Muskegon Catholic Central, and then the last contest of the season on the 10th at Oak Ridge. 3:30 for the 9th game and 4 o'clock for the 10th game. Our Wildcat volleyball squad dropped a contest to the Whitehall Vikings last night. Two games, 3-15, 10-15. But they did well over the weekend in the Greater Muskegon Athletic Association tournament, getting to the semifinals before dropping out to the eventual winners, Mona Shores. So we wish the Wildcat Gals the best of luck in their continuing season as well. Brett Bart drops that one, makes it 22 points.
I also
difference.
believe this past weekend that we had a regional, or excuse me, a district champion in Bill Priest in wrestling. And I believe a third place finish by Ruben Panetta.
Right. Kevin Bushberger up the left side. Tom Cedarquist looking for Derek Picard. Can't get it through. Glazer. Good by number 13 for the Red Devils. That's Richard Lamb. Ball out of bounds. Wildcats bring it back in. Dennis Flynn to Bushberger. Flynn, Bushberger, Cedarquist, Picard, and Ritter for the Wildcats. Kurt Ritter, good from the left side. Nice jump shot that time by Ritter.
Good shot by Kurt Ritter as he drills it.
3-point outside attempt by McLaren is no good. Rebound, Red Devils, no good.
That's Dennis Flynn that got that.
Packingham with the miss. Kevin Bushberger being harassed outside. Derek Picard with the ball, back out to Ritter. Back to Picard. Shot short. Dennis Flynn with a rebound and basket.
Dennis knocks it home.
40 seconds left in the contest. 82-59. Glazer with a shot, no good. Packingham, good. Dennis Flynn back to Kurt Ritter, bringing it up to the timeline. Now across. 22 seconds left in the game. Bushberger at the top. Foul is called on Glazer. Number 23. Adam Glazer drawing the personal, his fourth. Bushberger at the line for the Cats. Well, 82 points for the Cats thus far tonight. Jeff, even though their play was a little more ragged than sometimes, their offensive power has been showing right through that raggedness.
As we said early in the fourth quarter, it doesn't seem to matter what kind of style the other team plays. We're able to adjust. There were sluggish periods tonight when we couldn't get or seem to get things going, but once we did, we seemed to put the points on the board.
Bushberger, one more shot. 63% for the season from the line. Good on those two. Right-hand side, McLaren, no good. Derek Picard with the rebound underneath.
Nice rebound.
Nice position by Derek that time. 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the game with the final score. Montague 84, Holton 61. Well, Jeff, that makes the Wildcats overall record climb once again to 14-1. 5 games remaining in the regular season, of course, and you can hardly ask for a better season than 14-1. Of course, this is not a league game, so that remains at 8-1, but the Cats having a very successful year. Now the Red Devils dropped to 10-6, and that's still a respectable season for Coach Mickey Noble and his Charges.
Well, most teams would take 10-6 and run.
That's right.
That's an excellent year, and but the Cats are just playing superbly. This I don't think was one of their more artistic games tonight, offensive-wise, even though they put some points on the board. But defense, again, that's what kept them in the ball game. That's what shined at times and allowed them to come through in the end. And again, they played in spurts tonight, and right at the end they had a big spurt. And when it appeared that the Red Devils were going to get themselves quickly back in the game, they just pulled away.
That's for sure, and there was some nice scoring balance again tonight. Almost all of the Cats scored, and that's nice to see. And a key all the time for the Cats is that teamwork that we mentioned before. And I don't know how many assists the Cats had tonight as a team, but I know it was a lot. Beautiful partnership activities on the court there. That's hard for the opposing team to defense, really. When they collapse on the driver, they lay off somebody, and somehow the ball gets to that open person underneath.
Well, I read tonight in the paper something that Dan Wright said about his teams down at Reese Puffer, and that was that he looks for the right chemistry. Maybe sometimes his best player doesn't start, but he's always looking for the right chemistry in his players on the court and the team as a whole. And I think that's what Jim Tate does very well, too. He looks for the right chemistry. He looks for those people that fit well together, that are going to work well together. And that's a classic example tonight of exactly what's happened. Everybody worked together. Everybody knew what their assignment was. Everybody played their part, had their role, and did it. And that's the reason that they're 14-1.
Okay, Jeff, with that, I think we'll say good night from the booth and go down on court and see if we can find somebody for an after-game interview. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Montague High School, where we're down on court, obviously, after the contest. A Wildcat victory over the Red Devils. With us tonight, two of the mainstays of the Wildcat team. Standing next to me on my immediate left, Tom Cedarquist, a senior. And next to Tom, of course, Eric Webb, a sophomore. And Tom, let's start with you tonight. Welcome to our program, first of all. You had a wonderful game again out there tonight. One of your trademarks is that underneath power that you show all the time. Wonderful rebounding strength in there. Most of the people can't compete against that. How hard is it for you to get that inside position and keep those opponents out of the rebounding position that you have?
It ain't too bad. You just got to get a good base and get in front of them.
Okay, well, you certainly have done that well throughout the season. And on some of those rebounds tonight, you went back up with that shot right away, too. How does it feel to be in there with the ball in your hands right underneath, knowing you have a really good shot at making that basket?
I don't know. I missed most of them, so I have no idea.
That isn't what the stats say,
really.
Tom. The stats say that you're shooting about 65% from the
That's
field
right.
this year. So
you're actually the leading cat from the floor, Tom. You're actually the leading cat from the floor, and that's quite an accomplishment, of course. The Wildcats, of course, are noted for their teamwork. We mentioned that as we signed off from up above tonight, and several of the times tonight, Paul Schlaff got the ball into you. Is that something you and Paul have talked about in practice?
Yeah, he talks about that before every game. He makes sure I get the ball inside. He gives me assists, so I get at least 2 points a game.
Well, you certainly have done that well in the last several games.
Before I, ask Eric, I'd just like to congratulate you too, Tom, and I would like to have your comment. Tonight you played against a kind of a rough and rugged group of guys out there, and that's kind of your ball game. You prefer that instead of the finesse play. And how was it out there tonight? Did you enjoy that?
It was rough, but I liked it. I like getting beat around a little bit.
Well, that wasn't my game. I like the finesse play. Eric, you're a sophomore up here, and I've watched the last couple ball games, and I just think you've come a long way since the beginning of the year. Can you kind of give us your feelings about how your year's gone and your added playing time that I've seen you get here the last couple nights?
I like it. I like getting the extra playing time, and I don't know, just like it.
How's it playing with the older players? The guys have been here for 2 years, 3 years on the varsity, and how do they encourage you? What do they say to you? They make you feel like part of the group?
Yeah, they just treat me just like I was anybody, and we're all equal, I guess.
What's the difference do you see? Last year you were leading the freshmen. I can remember refereeing a few of the ball games, and here you were on the freshman court playing against some of those players, and now here you stepped up 2 levels. You didn't go right to the JVs, but right up 2 levels. What do you see as a major difference in that jump?
Well, probably just the size. Everybody's so much bigger up here and quicker, and I don't know, it's bigger.
Well, you mentioned quicker, Eric, but you don't lack in that yourself. We've commented throughout the season about how fast you are, nice hands on the court, etc. Is that something you're pretty proud of? Have you worked hard to develop your quickness, your agility on the floor? Have you done any special drills with Coach Tate or during practices to work on your agility?
No, I don't. Just comes, I guess.
Okay, it's all natural, in other words, right? that's
one of the things,
good.
guys, I'd like to comment on is at this point in the season, after tonight's game, you're 14-1. In your wildest dreams, after 15 games, did you guys perceive yourselves as being 14-1?
No, not really. You wanted it, but you don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you a little bit about what it's going to be like tomorrow in practice. With the 14-1 season, what is there that Coach Tate can do with a 14-1 team that's going to improve you for the next game? Is it pretty much the same thing every day, or what do you do in practice these days?
He goes more over the team opponents, what they're going to do and how we can defend it and stuff like that.
And I'm supposing, do you feel that you're pretty well prepared by the time the opponent arrives or you get to their gym?
Yeah, Mr. Tate does a real good job getting us ready.
Eric, you've got a tough opponent coming up here Friday night. You travel down to Oak Ridge to face the Eagles, and you've, I'm sure, been following them in the paper just as we have, and I'm sure that Coach Tate, as Tom said, is going to keep you pretty much informed in the next 2 days what's happening with them. But how do you see that game going? I mean, what do you see? Any new wrinkles with the Eagles? Is it going to be a physical game? Is it going to be a up and down, run and gun type game? What do you think?
I think they can run pretty good, and I think we're going to have to keep up with them and try to run more.
Tom, one more question for you. You're the senior on the squad with us tonight. How does it seem to be a senior on a 14-1 team after having come off a 22-1 team or 21-2 team, excuse me, last year? Is there any more that you'd like to accomplish as a senior yet this year?
No, not really. I kind of just want the whole team to go ahead and keep up what they're doing.
Okay. Gentlemen, we thank you for being with us tonight, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of the season. Congratulations on a good game tonight, and we look forward to seeing you on the court Friday night at Oak Ridge, okay? Good. Just go right off that way, and we'll be all set. Well, Jeff, another impressive win for the Wildcats. Like we said, 14-1 now on the season. Coach Tate has certainly had a success with the year, no matter what happens from here on out, of course.
That's for sure.
We will be looking forward to the game at the home of the Eagles, and that contest could be a real key in the final stretch drive for the West Michigan Conference Championship.
Well, if we are to beat the Eagles, that pretty much knocks them out of the race, and that leaves Ravenna, the Bulldogs, there as the contender. So I know Ravenna was playing up at Shelby tonight, so maybe we get a little help up there too. Certainly be nice. We've played well all year long, but it'd be nice to get a little help from some of our conference foes as well.
You bet. Well, fans, that's about it from Montague High School tonight. We look forward to seeing you again next week for the Shelby Tiger contest here in Montague High School. And until that time, this is Larry Lindquist, along with
Jeff Peterson,
saying good night from Montague High School.